Chapter 1. Departure and Deployment. Ryan stood in the small, cozy living room of his Maplewood home, staring at his packed duffel bag. The room was filled with memories, from framed photos of his wedding day to snapshots of simpler times with friends and family. Today, however, his mind was focused on the imminent departure. He was heading to the Middle East, a decision driven by his unwavering sense of duty and patriotism. Lisa, his wife of 3 years, stood by the doorway, her eyes red from tears. She had been supportive yet anxious ever since Ryan volunteered for this deployment. Her hands clutched the hem of her blouse, a nervous habit she had developed over the past few months. "Are you sure you've packed everything?" Lisa asked, her voice trembling slightly. Ryan nodded, his gaze shifting to her. "Yeah, I double-checked this morning. Don't worry, I've got everything I need." She stepped closer, her fingers tracing the outline of his Marine Corps tattoo. "Promise me you'll come back in one piece." He pulled her into a tight embrace, kissing the top of her head. "I promise, Lisa. And you better promise to behave while I am away," he teased, trying to lighten the mood. Lisa managed a small smile. "No problem, sweetie. I'll be good. Just come back to me." The next morning, Ryan and Lisa drove to the military base. The sun had barely risen, casting a golden hue over the tarmac. Other families were there too, saying their goodbyes, each with their own set of worries and hopes. Ryan's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Carter, had arrived earlier. Mr. Carter, a veteran himself, stood stoically, understanding the weight of the moment. Mrs. Carter, on the other hand, was emotional, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Take care of yourself, son," Mr. Carter said, his voice firm yet affectionate. "Remember what I taught you." Ryan nodded. "I will, Dad. Thanks for everything." Mrs. Carter hugged him tightly. "Stay safe, Ryan. We'll be here waiting for you." Ryan turned to Lisa one last time. "I love you, Lisa. Stay strong for me." She clung to him, whispering, "I love you too, Ryan. More than anything." With a final kiss, Ryan joined his fellow Marines. As the plane took off, he looked out the window, watching the shrinking figures of his family. He was filled with a mixture of determination and apprehension, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The heat hit Ryan like a physical force as he stepped off the plane. The Middle East was a stark contrast to the familiar landscapes of Maplewood. The base was a hive of activity, with soldiers going about their duties with a sense of urgency. Ryan was assigned to a fire team under Colonel Davis, a tough but fair leader who commanded respect. Among his team was Tim, a seasoned Marine who quickly became a close friend. Tim was full of stories and advice, making the harsh environment more bearable. "You'll get used to it, Ryan," Tim said one evening as they sat outside their barracks, the sun setting behind them. "Just remember to stay alert and watch your back. We're all we've got out here." Ryan nodded, appreciating the camaraderie. "Thanks, Tim. It helps to have someone who knows the ropes." In the following weeks, letters from Lisa became a lifeline for Ryan. Her words provided comfort and a connection to home. She wrote about mundane things, work, the house, their friends, but each letter was a treasure. "Dear Ryan," one letter began, "I miss you so much. The house feels empty without you. I've been keeping busy with work and I am planning to repaint the living room. It is a small project, but it keeps my mind occupied. I can wait for you to come home. Love, Lisa." Ryan read and reread her letters, holding on to the hope that they would be reunited soon. But as time went on, the letters became less frequent, and the tone seemed to shift. "Ryan," another letter read, "things are okay here. Work is getting busier, and I've been spending more time at the office. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Love, Lisa." Ryan couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The distance and uncertainty weighed heavily on him, but he pushed those thoughts aside, focusing on his duties and the mission at hand. The deployment was not without its challenges. Ryan's unit faced constant threats, from insurgent attacks to the harsh environmental conditions. Each day was a test of endurance and resilience. One night, as they prepared for a mission, Colonel Davis gathered the team. "Listen up, everyone. We've got intel about a possible insurgent hideout. This mission is critical. Stay sharp and watch each other's backs." The mission was intense, with firefights and close calls. Ryan's training kicked in, and he performed admirably, earning the respect of his comrades. However, the reality of war was always present, a stark reminder of the dangers they faced. Despite the hardships, the bond between the Marines grew stronger. They became a family, relying on each other for support and strength. Tim was particularly close to Ryan, sharing stories of his own family and offering advice on coping with the separation. "Just take it one day at a time," Tim said during a quiet moment. "Focus on the mission, and before you know it, you will be back home." Ryan nodded, grateful for the camaraderie. "Thanks, Tim. It means a lot." As the deployment stretched on, Ryan clung to the hope of returning home. He dreamed of the day he would be reunited with Lisa, holding on to the belief that their love would endure the distance and challenges. One evening, as he looked at a photo of Lisa, he made a silent promise. "I'll come back to you, Lisa, no matter what." The promise kept him going, fueling his determination to survive and return home. Little did he know, the challenges he faced in the Middle East would soon be overshadowed by a betrayal waiting for him back in Maplewood. Chapter 2. Letters from Home. The days in the Middle East were long and grueling for Ryan. The sweltering heat, combined with the constant threat of danger, made every day a test of endurance. But through it all, Ryan found solace in the letters from Lisa. Her words were a lifeline, connecting him to the world he had left behind in Maplewood. At first, the letters came regularly. Each one was filled with updates about their home, her job, and the small projects she was working on to keep herself busy. Ryan cherished these letters, reading them over and over during quiet moments. "Dear Ryan," one letter began, "I miss you so much. I've started repainting the living room like we talked about. It's helping to keep my mind off things. The house feels so empty without you. I can't wait for you to come back and see it. Love, Lisa." As the weeks turned into months, Ryan noticed a change in the letters. They became less frequent, and the tone seemed different, more distant, more formal. He tried to push his worries aside, attributing the change to the stress she must be feeling as well. "Hey Ryan," another letter read, "work has been really busy lately. I've been putting in a lot of hours at the office. I am doing okay, just really tired. Hope you're staying safe. Love, Lisa." Ryan shared his concerns with Tim during one of their breaks. "It's like she is pulling away," Ryan said, staring at the latest letter. Tim nodded, understanding the unspoken fears. "It's tough on everyone back home too, man. Just hang in there. Sometimes they just need time to adjust to everything." One day, Ryan received a letter from his parents along with a few photos. Among them was a picture of Lisa at a company picnic, wearing a swimsuit he had never seen before. She was smiling, but something about the photo felt off to him. He turned to Tim, showing him the photo. "Does anything about this seem strange to you?" Tim studied the picture for a moment before responding. "She looks happy, but who took the picture?" Ryan frowned. "I don't know. I have never seen that swimsuit before either." Tim shrugged. "Maybe it's nothing, Ryan, but trust your gut. If something feels off, it might be." A few weeks later, Ryan managed to get a brief phone call with Lisa. The connection was poor, with static cutting in and out, but he could hear the tension in her voice. "Ryan, it's so good to hear your voice," Lisa said, her tone strained. "Lisa, I've missed you so much. How are things going?" Ryan asked, trying to keep the conversation light despite his worries. "Everything's fine," she replied quickly. "Work is just really demanding right now. I've been spending a lot of late nights at the office." Ryan hesitated before asking, "Is there something you're not telling me, Lisa? I've noticed your letters have changed. You seem distant." There was a long pause on the other end. "I am just stressed, Ryan. It is nothing to worry about. We'll talk more when you get home, okay?" The call ended abruptly, leaving Ryan with a sense of unease that he couldn't shake. Back on base, Ryan tried to focus on his duties, but the nagging doubts about Lisa lingered in his mind. One night, during a patrol, their unit was ambushed by insurgents. The firefight was intense, with bullets flying and chaos all around. Ryan and his team fought bravely, but the incident left him shaken. After the mission, Colonel Davis approached Ryan. "You did well out there, Marine. Keep your head up." Ryan nodded, but his thoughts were elsewhere. He couldn't help but wonder what was happening back home. The letters from Lisa continued to dwindle. Ryan's parents wrote more frequently, sending updates about Maplewood and expressing their pride in him. But the silence from Lisa was deafening. "Ryan, we're so proud of you," one letter from his mother read. "We know it's tough being away from home, but stay strong. We are here for you, and we are counting down the days until you're back." Ryan clung to the support from his family, but the uncertainty about Lisa gnawed at him. He shared his fears with Tim, who offered his own brand of tough love. "You've got to stay focused, Ryan. We are in a war zone, and we need you here, mentally and physically. Whatever is going on back home, you'll deal with it when you get there. Right now, we've got a job to do." Ryan nodded, appreciating Tim's words. He knew his friend was right, but it didn't make the waiting any easier. Just when Ryan was starting to lose hope, he received another letter from Lisa. This one was longer than the previous ones, and her tone seemed more familiar. "Ryan, I have been thinking about you a lot lately. I know I haven't been great at keeping in touch, and I'm sorry for that. Work has been overwhelming, but that no excuse. I miss you so much, and I can't wait for you to come home. I am counting the days. Love, Lisa." The letter brought a small measure of relief to Ryan, but the doubts still lingered. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was fundamentally wrong. Yet he held on to the hope that they could work things out when he returned. As Ryan's deployment neared its end, he started to make plans for his return. He longed to see Lisa, to confront whatever was happening between them, and to find a way to reconnect. Tim, ever the practical one, offered advice. "When you get back, just take things slow. Don't rush into any confrontations. Listen to what she has to say, and then decide what you want to do." Ryan nodded. "Thanks, Tim. I just hope it's not too late to fix things." The final days of deployment were a mix of anticipation and anxiety for Ryan. He focused on his duties, trying to stay busy to keep his mind off the uncertainty waiting for him back home. One evening, as he packed his gear, Tim walked in. "You ready for this, Ryan?" Ryan looked up, a determined expression on his face. "I have to be. Whatever is waiting for me, I'll deal with it." Tim clapped him on the back. "That is the spirit. You've got this." As Ryan prepared to leave the Middle East, he couldn't help but wonder what the future held. The letters from Lisa had been a roller coaster of emotions, and he knew that the real challenges were yet to come. With a mixture of hope and trepidation, Ryan boarded the plane that would take him back to Maplewood. Little did he know, his return would mark the beginning of a new and unexpected journey, one that would test his strength, resolve, and the very fabric of his marriage. Chapter 3. A Hero's Return. The plane touched down in Chicago, and Ryan felt a rush of emotions: relief at being back on American soil, anxiety about what awaited him, and a sense of surreal disbelief that he was finally home. The airport was bustling with activity, a stark contrast to the controlled chaos of the Middle East. As he made his way through the terminal, he scanned the crowd for familiar faces. His heart ached with a mix of hope and dread. Would Lisa be there to greet him? Would his parents? He spotted his father first. Mr. Carter stood tall and stoic, a look of pride and concern on his face. Beside him, Mrs. Carter waved enthusiastically, her eyes bright with unshed tears. "Welcome home, son," Mr. Carter said, pulling Ryan into a firm embrace. Mrs. Carter hugged him tightly, whispering, "We are so glad you are back, Ryan." Ryan looked around, searching for Lisa. Where's Lisa? Did she know I was coming home today? His parents exchanged a glance that made Ryan's heart sink. "She knew," his father said carefully. "She said she had to work, but we can stop by the house on the way home." As they drove through the familiar streets of Maplewood, Ryan felt a growing sense of unease. The town looked the same, but everything felt different. His father's steady driving and his mother's chatter about home improvements couldn't distract him from the gnawing worry about Lisa. When they pulled into the driveway, Ryan noticed the unkempt lawn and the stack of newspapers on the porch. Something was definitely wrong. "I thought you said Lisa was living here," he said, his voice tight. "Mrs." Carter looked at him with sorrowful eyes. "Ryan, we need to talk. Let's go inside." Inside the house, the signs of neglect were even more apparent. Dust covered the furniture, and dishes were piled in the sink. His mother began tidying up, trying to make the place feel more like home, while Mr. Carter led Ryan to the living room. "Son, there's no easy way to say this," Mr. Carter began. "Lisa hasn't been staying here. We found out a few months ago that she has been seeing someone else, a man named Jason Bennett. He is a junior partner at her law firm." Ryan felt like the ground had been pulled out from under him. "What? How did you find out?" Mr. Carter sighed. "We tried calling her when you got injured, but she never answered. I went by the house and saw her with him. Since then, we've been trying to keep an eye on things. She drained most of the accounts, Ryan. I'm so sorry." The betrayal hit Ryan like a physical blow. He sat down, his mind reeling. "I trusted her. I thought we were okay." Mrs. Carter came in, her face filled with compassion. "We are here for you, Ryan. We'll get through this together." Ryan knew he needed to take action. The next morning, he met with Sam, a family lawyer recommended by his father. Sam was a no-nonsense man in his 40s, with a reputation for being tough but fair. "Ryan, I'm sorry you are going through this," Sam said, shaking his hand. "I have reviewed your case, and we have grounds for a strong legal action against both Lisa and Jason. We can file for divorce on the grounds of adultery and abandonment, and we'll also pursue financial restitution." Ryan nodded, feeling a surge of determination. "I want to fight this. I want to get back what's mine." Sam smiled approvingly. "That's the spirit. We'll also look into any other assets she might have hidden away, and we'll make sure Jason pays for his part in this." Sam advised Ryan to hire a private investigator to gather more evidence. That's when Ryan contacted Dave, a retired police officer turned PI. Dave was thorough and discreet, the perfect man for the job. "Don't worry, Ryan. I've handled cases like this before," Dave assured him. "We'll get the proof we need." Over the next few weeks, Dave followed Lisa and Jason, documenting their meetings and collecting evidence of their affair. He discovered that Jason had been spending lavishly on Lisa, buying her gifts and taking her on trips. One evening, Dave called Ryan with an update. "I've got something you need to see. Meet me at the office." Ryan arrived at Dave's office, a modest but well-organized space filled with files and surveillance equipment. Dave handed him a folder. "Take a look at this." Inside were photos of Lisa and Jason, smiling and holding hands at various locations. There were receipts for expensive dinners, hotel stays, and even a lease for a luxury apartment in Jason's name. Ryan's hands shook as he looked through the evidence. "I can't believe this. She took everything we had and gave it to him." Dave nodded. "She betrayed you, Ryan, but now we have the proof. This will help us in court." Armed with the evidence, Ryan felt a mixture of anger and resolve. He knew he had to confront Lisa, to hear her side and see if there was any chance of salvaging their relationship, though deep down he doubted it. One evening, he drove to the apartment where Lisa was now living with Jason. He stood outside for a moment, gathering his thoughts before knocking on the door. Lisa answered, her eyes widening in surprise. "Ryan, what are you doing here?" "We need to talk," Ryan said, his voice steady despite the turmoil inside him. "Can I come in?" Lisa hesitated, but then stepped aside. Inside, the apartment was sleek and modern, a stark contrast to their cozy home in Maplewood. Jason was sitting on the couch, and he stood up as Ryan entered. "What's going on?" Jason demanded, his tone aggressive. Ryan ignored him, focusing on Lisa. "I know about everything, Lisa. The affair, the money you took, all of it." Lisa's face went pale. "Ryan, I save it," Ryan interrupted. "I trusted you. I believed in us. And you threw it all away for him?" Jason stepped forward. "Watch it, man. You have no right to come here and accuse her of anything." Ryan turned to Jason, his anger boiling over. "You don't get to tell me what I can and can't do. You've destroyed my marriage, and now you are going to pay for it." Jason smirked. "We'll see about that. Good luck trying to prove anything." Ryan's eyes narrowed. "Oh, I've got plenty of proof, and I'm going to make sure everyone knows what kind of man you are." Lisa started to cry, her shoulders shaking. "Ryan, I'm sorry. I never meant for things to get this far." Ryan's heart ached, but he couldn't find any sympathy for her. "It's too late for sorry, Lisa. You made your choice." He turned and left, his mind racing with the enormity of what had just happened. He knew the road ahead would be tough, but he was determined to fight for what was rightfully his. Back home, Ryan shared the details of the confrontation with his parents. They listened supportively, offering words of encouragement. "You did the right thing, Ryan," Mrs. Carter said. "You needed to confront her and make your stance clear." Mr. Carter nodded. "We are proud of you, son. This is a tough situation, but you're handling it with integrity." Ryan felt a sense of relief, knowing his family was behind him. He was also grateful for the support of Sam and Dave, who were working tirelessly on his behalf. As he lay in bed that night, Ryan thought about the future. He knew the legal battles would be challenging, but he was ready to face them head-on. He also thought about Anna, the young woman he had met in the Middle East. Her kindness and strength had left an impression on him, and he wondered if their paths would cross again. For now, Ryan focused on taking things one day at a time. He was determined to rebuild his life, to find happiness and peace despite the betrayal. And with his family and friends by his side, he knew he could overcome anything. Chapter 4: Unraveling the Betrayal. Ryan sat in Sam's office, the weight of the situation bearing down on him. Sam spread out the evidence that Dave had gathered on the desk, between them photos, receipts, and documents that painted a clear picture of Lisa and Jason's betrayal. "Ryan, we have a strong case," Sam began, his voice steady. "We're going to file for divorce on grounds of adultery and abandonment. Given the financial evidence, we can also pursue restitution for the money Lisa took." Ryan nodded, feeling a mix of anger and determination. "I want to make sure she and Jason pay for what they did. What's the next step?" Sam leaned back in his chair, considering. "First, we need to serve them with the divorce papers and a notice of the financial claims. This will include a request for an immediate freeze on any joint accounts and assets." Ryan clenched his fists, the betrayal still fresh. "Let S do it. I want this over with." Meanwhile, Dave continued his investigation, digging deeper into Jason's background. He uncovered a web of deceit and unethical behavior, revealing that Jason had a history of targeting vulnerable women for financial gain. One afternoon, Dave called Ryan to his office. "Ryan, you need to see this. Jason isn't just some guy who had an affair with your wife. He is a predator." Ryan sat across from Dave, looking at the files laid out before him. "What do you mean?" Dave pointed to a series of documents. "Jason has been involved in several shady deals, manipulating women into giving him money and then discarding them. He has used his position at the law firm to cover his tracks, but we have enough evidence to expose him." Ryan's anger flared anew. "So he's been using Lisa too. This is worse than I thought." Dave nodded. "Exactly. We can use this to strengthen your case. It's not just about the affair at ES, about his pattern of manipulation and financial exploitation." Armed with this new information, Ryan and Sam planned their next move. They decided to confront Jason at the law firm, bringing the evidence to light in front of his colleagues and superiors. The day of the confrontation, Ryan dressed in a sharp suit, his resolve steely. Sam accompanied him, carrying the file of evidence. As they entered the prestigious law firm, heads turned, sensing the tension in the air. They approached the receptionist, who looked up with a polite smile. "How can I help you?" "We are here to see Jason Bennett," Sam said firmly. "It's a matter of urgency." The receptionist hesitated, but then made a call. Moments later, Jason appeared, his confident demeanor faltering when he saw Ryan and Sam. "What is this about?" Jason demanded, his voice tinged with nervousness. Sam stepped forward, handing Jason a formal notice. "You've been served, Mr. Bennett. Ryan is filing for divorce from Lisa on grounds of adultery and financial misconduct, and we have evidence of your unethical behavior that we are presenting to the firm." Jason's face turned red with anger. "This is absurd. You have no right," Ryan interrupted, his voice cold. "I trusted you, Jason. You've manipulated and betrayed Lisa and me. Your actions have consequences." Before Jason could respond, the senior partner, Mr. Lewis, approached. "What's going on here?" Sam handed Mr. Lewis a copy of the evidence. "We are exposing Jason's pattern of manipulation and financial exploitation. This firm deserves to know the truth about one of its partners. Mr. Lewis reviewed the documents, his expression growing stern. Jason, my office, now. Jason shot Ryan a venomous look before following Mr. Lewis. Ryan felt a sense of grim satisfaction. Justice was finally catching up to Jason. That evening, Ryan returned home to find Lisa waiting on the porch, her face streaked with tears. "Ryan, please, can we talk?" He hesitated, but then nodded. "All right, let's talk." They sat in the living room, the tension thick between them. Lisa's voice trembled as she spoke. "I'm sorry, Ryan. I never meant for things to get this far. I was lonely and scared when you were away and Jason was there. He made me feel wanted." Ryan's anger simmered beneath the surface. "And you took our money, Lisa. You drained our accounts and gave it all to him. How could you do that?" Lisa sobbed, her hands shaking. "I was desperate. I thought he loved me. But now I see that he was just using me." Ryan took a deep breath, trying to control his emotions. "Lisa, we are done. I'm filing for divorce, and I'm going to make sure you pay back every cent you took." Lisa looked at him with pleading eyes. "Can we try to work things out? I still love you, Ryan." He shook his head, his resolve firm. "It's too late for that. You made your choices, and now you have to face the consequences." The following days were a whirlwind of legal proceedings and emotional confrontations. Sam filed the divorce papers, and the case began to move forward. Ryan threw himself into the process, determined to see it through. One evening, as he sat with his parents discussing the case, his phone rang. It was Anna, the young woman he had met in the Middle East. "Ryan, it's Anna. I heard you were back home. How are you holding up?" Ryan smiled, feeling a glimmer of hope. "It's been tough, Anna, but I am managing. How about you? I am doing okay. I've been thinking about you a lot. Maybe we could meet up sometime, catch up?" Ryan felt a warmth in his chest. "I'd like that, Anna. I'd like that a lot." The day of the court hearing arrived, and Ryan walked into the courtroom with a mix of nerves and determination. He was dressed in his military uniform, his medals gleaming a reminder of his service and the strength he had gained through adversity. Lisa and Jason were already there, along with their respective lawyers. Sam stood by Ryan's side, confident and prepared. The judge, a stern-looking woman with sharp eyes, called the court to order. "We are here today to address the divorce proceedings between Ryan Carter and Lisa Carter, as well as the financial claims associated with the case." Sam presented the evidence methodically, detailing Lisa's affair with Jason and the financial misconduct. He also highlighted Jason's pattern of exploitation, using the information Dave had uncovered. As the evidence piled up, Lisa looked increasingly distressed, while Jason's arrogance began to crumble. Finally, the judge turned to Lisa. "Mrs. Carter, do you have anything to say in your defense?" Lisa stood, her voice trembling. "Your Honor, I made terrible mistakes. I was lonely and vulnerable, and I let myself be manipulated by Jason. I regret everything." The judge's gaze softened slightly. "And Mr. Bennett, what do you have to say for yourself?" Jason attempted to defend his actions, but his arguments were weak and unconvincing. The judge listened patiently before delivering her verdict. "Based on the evidence presented, I am granting the divorce on grounds of adultery and financial misconduct. Mrs. Carter is ordered to return the funds she took from the joint accounts. Mr. Bennett, your actions have been reprehensible, and I am referring this case to the state bar for further investigation." Ryan felt a wave of relief wash over him. Justice had been served, and the long nightmare was finally coming to an end. After the hearing, Ryan stepped outside the courthouse, the weight of the past months lifting from his shoulders. He saw Anna waiting for him, a supportive smile on her face. "How did it go?" she asked, her eyes full of concern. Ryan smiled, feeling a sense of peace for the first time in a long while. "It's over. The judge ruled in my favor." Anna hugged him tightly. "I am so glad, Ryan. You deserve to move on from this." Ryan looked into her eyes, grateful for her presence. "Thank you, Anna. I couldn't have done it without the support of my family and friends." As they walked away from the courthouse, Ryan felt hopeful about the future. The road ahead would still have its challenges, but with Anna by his side and the support of his loved ones, he knew he could face anything. Chapter 5. Allies and Adversaries. Ryan stood in his backyard, looking at the overgrown grass and the weeds that had taken over the garden beds. It was a small but significant step towards reclaiming his life. With the legal battles behind him, he was determined to focus on the future. His father, Mr. Carter, joined him, carrying a pair of gardening gloves. "Thought you might need some help out here." Ryan smiled, grateful for the support. "Thanks, Dad. I could use it." As they worked together, pulling weeds and trimming hedges, Ryan felt a sense of peace. It was therapeutic, a way to clear his mind and start fresh. "Any plans for the house?" Mr. Carter asked, wiping sweat from his brow. "Yeah, I want to fix it up, make it feel like home again," Ryan replied. "Maybe repaint, get some new furniture. It's a time for a change." His father nodded approvingly. "Sounds like a good plan. You've been through a lot, but you're strong. You'll get through this." That evening, Anna came over for dinner. Ryan had invited her, wanting to share his progress and spend time with someone who had become important to him. They sat on the porch, enjoying the cool breeze and the sound of crickets chirping. "This place is looking great," Anna said, looking around appreciatively. "You've done a lot of work." Ryan shrugged modestly. "It's a start. There's still a lot to do, but it feels good to be moving forward." Anna placed her hand on his, giving it a gentle squeeze. "You are doing amazing, Ryan. I am proud of you." He looked at her, feeling a warmth in his chest. "Thank you, Anna. Your support means a lot to me." They talked about their hopes and dreams, sharing stories and laughing together. It was a stark contrast to the turmoil of the past months, a reminder that life could still be beautiful and full of promise. Despite the progress, Ryan knew there would still be challenges ahead. One morning, he received a call from Dave, the private investigator. "Ryan, we need to talk. I have uncovered something you should know about." Ryan felt a knot form in his stomach. "What is it, Dave? Meet me at my office. It's better if we discuss this in person." When Ryan arrived at Dave's office, he found the investigator looking unusually serious. "What is going on, Dave?" Dave handed him a folder. "I've been keeping tabs on Jason Bennett, and it seems he's not done with you yet. He's been trying to dig up dirt on you, looking for any way to undermine your reputation." Ryan's anger flared. "He is relentless. What can we do?" Dave leaned back in his chair. "We need to be proactive. Make sure there's nothing he can use against you. I've already started looking into his activities again, and it looks like he is involved in some shady deals that could land him in serious trouble." Ryan nodded, feeling a sense of resolve. "Let S do it. I'm not going to let him ruin my life any more than he already has." To bolster his spirits, Ryan decided to host a small gathering at his house. He invited his parents, Anna, and a few close friends. It was a chance to celebrate his progress and the support of those who had stood by him. As they sat around the fire pit, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories, Ryan felt a sense of camaraderie and warmth. It was a reminder of what truly mattered: friends, family, and the strength to keep going. Tim, his military buddy, raised a toast to Ryan for his courage and resilience, and to new beginnings. Everyone cheered, clinking their glasses together. Ryan looked around, feeling a deep gratitude for the people in his life. Just as things seemed to be settling down, Ryan received an unexpected visit from Chief Miller, the local police chief. "Ryan, we need to talk," Chief Miller said, his expression grave. They sat down in the living room and Chief Miller explained the situation. "We have received reports that Jason Bennett has been involved in some illegal activities, money laundering, fraud, you name it. He's been under investigation for a while, and your case brought him further into the spotlight." Ryan listened intently. "What does this mean for me?" Chief Miller sighed. "It means you need to be careful. Jason is desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. We are keeping an eye on him, but you should be vigilant." Ryan nodded, appreciating the warning. "Thanks for letting me know, Chief. I'll stay on my guard." The next day, Ryan decided it was time to confront Jason once and for all. He drove to the luxury apartment complex where Jason was staying and waited in the lobby. When Jason appeared, Ryan stepped forward, his expression determined. Jason, we need to talk. Jason smirked, but there was a hint of nervousness in his eyes. What do you want, Ryan? Ryan took a deep breath, his voice steady. I know what you have been up to. The illegal activities, the fraud. It is all coming out, Jason. You can keep running from the truth. Jason's smirk faltered. You think you can intimidate me? You're nothing, Ryan. Just a washed-up Marine. Ryan's eyes narrowed. Maybe. But I'm also someone who won't let you get away with what you've done. You've hurt a lot of people, and it's time you face the consequences. Jason laughed, but it was hollow. We'll see about that. As Ryan drove home, he felt a sense of empowerment. He wasn't alone in this fight. He had the support of his family, friends, and the authorities. Jason might be a formidable adversary, but Ryan was determined to stand his ground. When he arrived home, Anna was waiting for him. How did it go? Ryan smiled, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. It went well. I told Jason exactly what I think of him. He knows his time is running out. Anna hugged him tightly. I am so proud of you, Ryan. You are strong and you have so many people who care about you. Ryan looked into her eyes, feeling a deep connection. Thank you, Anna. I couldn't do this without you. As they stood together, Ryan felt a sense of hope and determination. The road ahead would still have its challenges, but with the support of his loved ones, he knew he could face anything. Together, they would build a new future, one filled with love, strength, and resilience. Chapter 6. New Beginnings. Ryan woke up to the sound of birds chirping outside his window, a welcome change from the sounds of conflict and chaos that had filled his life for so long. As he stretched and got out of bed, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. Today marked a new chapter in his life, a chance to rebuild and start fresh. Downstairs, the smell of coffee filled the air. Anna was in the kitchen, humming softly as she prepared breakfast. Ryan smiled, appreciating the normalcy and warmth she brought to his home. Good morning, he said, wrapping his arms around her from behind. Good morning, Ryan, Anna replied, turning to kiss him on the cheek. I made your favorite pancakes with fresh berries. You're spoiling me, Ryan said with a grin. You deserve it, Anna said, her eyes sparkling. You have been through so much. It's time for some happiness. As they sat down to eat, they talked about their plans for the day. Ryan had an appointment with his lawyer, Sam, to finalize some legal matters, while Anna was meeting with a friend to discuss a potential job opportunity. Later that day, Anna met with her friend Claire at a cozy cafe in downtown Maplewood. Claire worked at a local nonprofit organization and had mentioned an opening that she thought would be perfect for Anna. So tell me more about this job, Anna said, sipping her latte. Claire smiled. It is a project coordinator position. You'd be managing various community outreach programs, working with volunteers and helping to organize events. I know you've got a background in this kind of work, and I think you'd be great at it. Anna felt a surge of excitement. That sounds amazing, Claire. I've been wanting to get back into work, and this feels like the perfect opportunity. Claire reached across the table to squeeze Anna's hand. I'm so glad you were interested. I'll set up an interview for you with our director. I'm sure she'll love you. As they chatted about the details, Anna felt a sense of hope and anticipation. She was ready to move forward, both personally and professionally. Meanwhile, Ryan sat in Sam's office, reviewing the final paperwork for his divorce settlement. The process had been long and grueling, but it was finally coming to an end. Sam handed him a pen. Just sign here and it'll be official. Ryan took a deep breath and signed the documents. It feels like a weight has been lifted, he said, leaning back in his chair. Sam nodded. You've been through a lot, Ryan, but you handled it with strength and integrity. Now you can truly move on. Ryan smiled. Thank you, Sam. I couldn't have done it without your help. As he left the office, Ryan felt a sense of closure. The past was behind him, and the future looked bright. That evening, Ryan decided to surprise Anna with a romantic dinner. He set the table with candles and flowers, cooked her favorite meal, and played soft music in the background. When Anna walked in, her eyes widened in delight. Ryan, this is beautiful. What's the occasion? Ryan took her hand, leading her to the table. No special occasion. I just wanted to do something nice for you. You've been my rock, Anna. I wanted to show you how much I appreciate you. They enjoyed a delicious meal, talking and laughing late into the night. As the evening drew to a close, Ryan took Anna's hand and led her to the living room, where they danced slowly to the music. I'm so grateful for you, Anna, Ryan said softly, looking into her eyes. You've brought so much joy and love into my life. Anna smiled, tears of happiness in her eyes. I feel the same way, Ryan. You've shown me what true strength and love are. I can't imagine my life without you. As they danced, the world outside seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them, wrapped in each other's arms. Despite the happiness they found in each other, Ryan and Anna knew that life would still present challenges. One morning, Ryan received a call from Chief Miller with an update on Jason Bennett. Ryan, I wanted to let you know that Jason has been arrested. We gathered enough evidence to charge him with multiple counts of fraud and money laundering. Ryan felt a mix of relief and satisfaction. That's good to hear, Chief. Thank you for keeping me informed. Chief Miller continued, I also wanted to warn you that Jason might try to cause trouble for you, even from behind bars. He's a vindictive man and he might try to manipulate others to get back at you. Ryan nodded, appreciating the warning. Thanks, Chief. I'll stay vigilant. Later that day, Ryan shared the news with Anna. Jason S. been arrested, but Chief Miller warned me that he might still try to cause trouble. Anna frowned. What do you think he'll do? Ryan shrugged. I don't know, but whatever it is, we'll face it together. We've come this far and we're not backing down now. Anna's interview with the nonprofit director went exceptionally well. She returned home beaming with excitement. How did it go? Ryan asked, eager to hear the news. Anna hugged him tightly. It went great. They offered me the job on the spot. I start next week. Ryan kissed her, feeling proud and happy. That's fantastic, Anna. I knew you'd get it. They celebrated the good news with a special dinner, feeling optimistic about the future. As the weeks passed, Ryan and Anna grew even closer. They spent their weekends exploring Maplewood, going on hikes and enjoying each other's company. Their love deepened, and they began to talk about their future together. One evening, as they sat by the fire pit in the backyard, Anna looked at Ryan with a serious expression. Ryan, have you thought about what you want for the future? For us? Ryan took her hand, his heart full of love. I have, Anna. I want to build a life with you. I want us to be together, to support each other, and to face whatever challenges come our way. Anna smiled, her eyes shining with tears. I want that too, Ryan, more than anything. They kissed, feeling a sense of certainty and commitment. The future was uncertain, but they knew they could face it together. Just as they began to settle into their new life, Ryan received an unexpected call from Dave. Ryan, I've uncovered something that might be important. It's about Jason S. Associates. Ryan felt a sense of unease. What is it, Dave? Dave explained. Jason had connections with some unsavory characters. It seems they might be planning something in retaliation for his arrest. You need to be careful. Ryan's jaw tightened. Thanks for the warning, Dave. I'll be on guard. He shared the news with Anna, who looked worried but resolute. We'll get through this, Ryan. We've faced worse. Ryan nodded, feeling a sense of determination. We will. Together. Chapter 7. Legal Battles and Showdowns. Ryan and Anna arrived at the courthouse early, their nerves on edge. Today was a crucial day, the final hearing for Ryan's divorce settlement and the case against Jason Bennett. The courtroom was filled with tension as both parties prepared for what promised to be an intense showdown. Ryan sat beside his lawyer, Sam, who exuded confidence and determination. Across the room, Lisa and Jason sat with their legal team, looking anxious and defensive. The judge, a stern woman with an air of authority, called the court to order. We are here to finalize the divorce proceedings between Ryan Carter and Lisa Carter and to address the financial claims and allegations of misconduct. Sam stood up, presenting the evidence with precision and clarity. Your Honor, we have substantial evidence that not only supports the claims of adultery and financial misconduct, but also reveals a pattern of unethical behavior by Mr. Bennett. He laid out the documents, photos, and testimonies collected by Dave, highlighting Jason S.'s fraudulent activities and manipulation of vulnerable individuals. As the evidence mounted, the tension in the room grew palpable. Lisa S.'s lawyer attempted to defend her actions, painting her as a victim of Jason S.'s schemes. My client was manipulated and deceived by Mr. Bennett. She regrets her actions and is willing to make amends. Ryan watched Lisa closely, noting the regret and guilt in her eyes. But his focus remained on Jason, who sat stiffly, his confidence eroding with each piece of evidence presented. Finally, the judge addressed the courtroom. Based on the evidence presented, it is clear that Mr. Bennett has engaged in fraudulent activities and has manipulated Mrs. Carter for his gain. The court grants the divorce on grounds of adultery and financial misconduct. Mrs. Carter is ordered to repay the funds taken from the joint accounts. She turned to Jason. Mr. Bennett, your actions are reprehensible. You will face charges for your fraudulent activities, and I am recommending further investigation into your conduct. The judge's gavel came down with a decisive thud, signaling the end of the hearing. Ryan felt a wave of relief and satisfaction. Justice had been served. As Ryan and Anna left the courthouse, they were approached by a journalist named Alyssa Thompson. She had been following the case closely and wanted to interview Ryan about his experiences. Mr. Carter, I am Alyssa Thompson from the Chicago Tribune. I'd like to hear your story and share it with our readers. Your resilience and determination are truly inspiring. Ryan hesitated but then nodded. All right, Alyssa. I think it's important for people to know the truth. They sat down at a nearby cafe where Alyssa conducted the interview. Ryan shared his journey, the betrayal, the legal battles, and his efforts to rebuild his life. Anna joined the conversation, adding her perspective and support. Alyssa listened intently, taking notes. Thank you for sharing your story, Ryan. I believe it will resonate with many people. Just when Ryan thought the worst was behind him, he received a chilling message. It was a letter, delivered to his home with no return address. The message was clear and menacing. You may have won in court, but this isn't over. Watch your back. Ryan's heart raced as he showed the letter to Anna. It's from Jason S. Associates. They are not done with us. Anna's face paled, but she stood firm. We need to take this seriously. Let us go to the police. They went to the police station where Chief Miller took the threat seriously. We'll increase patrols around your neighborhood and keep a close watch. Stay vigilant and let us know if anything unusual happens. Determined not to live in fear, Ryan decided to take proactive measures. He installed security cameras around the house and set up an alarm system. Dave offered to help, providing additional surveillance and support. One evening, as Ryan and Anna discussed their plans, Dave called with an update. Ryan, I've identified a few of Jason S. associates. They are involved in some serious criminal activities. We need to be cautious. Ryan nodded, his resolve strengthening. Thanks, Dave. We'll be careful. Anna looked at Ryan, her eyes filled with concern. Ryan, we are in this together. Whatever happens, we'll face it side by side. Ryan took her hand, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and love. I know, Anna. We are stronger together. One night, Ryan heard a noise outside. He checked the security cameras and saw a shadowy figure near the back fence. Heart-pounding, he called Dave and Chief Miller, who responded immediately. As they arrived, the figure attempted to flee but was quickly apprehended. It was one of Jason S. associates caught in the act of trying to sabotage Ryan S. property. Chief Miller questioned the man, who eventually revealed the plan. Jason paid us to intimidate Ryan to make him back off, but it is not worth it anymore. He has got bigger problems now. Ryan felt a surge of relief and anger. Jason S. still trying to manipulate things from behind bars. It is pathetic. Chief Miller nodded. We'll make sure this doesn't happen again. Jason S.'s reach is weakening, and we'll take down his associates one by one. With the immediate threat neutralized, Ryan and Anna focused on moving forward. They continued to build their life together, finding joy in the small moments and strength in each other as support. One sunny afternoon, they decided to take a trip to the lake, a favorite spot for both of them. As they sat by the water, Anna looked at Ryan with a thoughtful expression. Ryan, I've been thinking a lot about our future. I know we've been through so much, but I believe we are stronger because of it. I want to build a life with you, a family. Ryan S. heart swelled with emotion. I want that too, Anna, more than anything. They spent the day talking about their dreams and plans, feeling a sense of peace and hope. Despite the challenges they had faced, their love and resilience had carried them through. As they settled into their new life, Ryan received one final piece of good news. Jason Bennett's trial for fraud and money laundering had concluded, and he had been found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to a lengthy prison term, ensuring he would no longer pose a threat to Ryan and Anna. The news brought a sense of closure and justice. Ryan felt a weight lift from his shoulders, knowing that the man who had caused so much pain was finally facing the consequences of his actions. To celebrate, Ryan and Anna decided to host a gathering at their home. They invited friends, family, and supporters who had stood by them throughout the ordeal. It was a joyful occasion filled with laughter, music, and heartfelt toasts. Tim raised his glass, his voice filled with pride, to Ryan and Anna for their strength, courage, and love. Here's to new beginnings and a bright future. Everyone cheered, clinking their glasses together. Ryan looked around, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. He had faced betrayal, legal battles, and threats, but he had emerged stronger and more determined than ever. As the sun set, Ryan took Anna's hand and led her to the backyard where they watched the stars twinkle in the night sky. "Thank you for being my rock, Anna," Ryan said, his voice filled with emotion. "I couldn't have done this without you." Anna smiled, her eyes shining with love. "We are a team, Ryan. Together we can face anything." They kissed under the stars, feeling the promise of a new and hopeful future. Despite the challenges and hardships, their love had endured, and they were ready to face whatever came next together. Chapter 8. Confrontations and Resolutions. Ryan and Anna's life had begun to settle into a peaceful routine. They enjoyed their days together, filled with love and mutual support. But beneath the surface, they knew there were still unresolved issues. One evening, as they were having dinner, Ryan received a call from Dave. "Ryan, we've got a situation," Dave said, his tone urgent. "One of Jason's former associates, Greg, is stirring up trouble. He's been seen around town asking questions about you." Ryan felt a surge of frustration. "What does he want?" "Revenge, most likely," Dave replied. "Jason's downfall has made him desperate." "Be careful, Ryan. We're keeping an eye on him, but stay alert." Ryan thanked Dave and hung up, turning to Anna. "Greg, one of Jason's old associates, is causing trouble. We need to be vigilant." Anna's expression hardened. "We've come too far to let him scare us. We'll face this together." The next morning, Ryan and Anna took additional precautions. They reinforced their home security and stayed in close contact with Dave and Chief Miller. Despite the threat, they refused to let fear dictate their lives. One evening, as they were sitting on the porch, Anna spoke up. "Ryan, I've been thinking, maybe it's time we take a stand, confront Greg and put an end to this once and for all." Ryan considered her words. "You are right. We can't keep living in fear. We need to show him that we want to be intimidated." They contacted Dave and Chief Miller to discuss a plan. It was risky, but they knew it was necessary. A few days later, Ryan and Anna went to a local diner where Greg had been spotted frequently. They sat at a corner table, waiting for him to show up. Their hearts pounded with anticipation. Greg entered the diner, his eyes scanning the room. When he saw Ryan and Anna, a sneer formed on his lips. He sauntered over to their table, his posture menacing. Well, well, if it isn't the happy couple," Greg said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Enjoying your little victory?" Ryan met his gaze steadily. "What do you want, Greg? Why are you still here?" Greg leaned in, his eyes narrowing. "I want what's mine. Jason's downfall cost me a lot, and I am not leaving until I get something in return." Anna's voice was firm. "You're not getting anything from us. Your intimidation tactics won to work." Greg's sneer turned into a scowl. "You think you can stand up to me? You have no idea what I'm capable of." Before Ryan could respond, Chief Miller and Dave entered the diner, flanking Greg. "That's enough, Greg," Chief Miller said sternly. "You're under arrest for harassment and making threats." Greg's face twisted with rage. "You can do this!" Dave stepped forward, his expression calm but determined. "We have more than enough evidence against you, Greg. It's over." As Greg was escorted out in handcuffs, Ryan and Anna felt a wave of relief. The immediate threat was neutralized, but they knew it was just a small victory in a larger battle. Just when they thought the worst was behind them, Ryan received a call from his old friend, Tim. "Ryan, there's something you need to know. It is about Jason." Ryan's curiosity was piqued. "What is it, Tim?" Tim hesitated before speaking. Jason wasn't just involved in fraud and money laundering. He had connections to a larger criminal network. They are not happy about his arrest, and they might come after anyone associated with him, including you. Ryan felt a chill run down his spine. "What do we do?" Tim's voice was firm. "We need to gather as much information as possible and be ready to defend ourselves. I'll reach out to some contacts and see what I can find out." Determined to protect themselves and their loved ones, Ryan and Anna reached out to their closest friends and allies. They organized a meeting at their home, where Tim, Dave, Chief Miller, and several trusted friends gathered to discuss their strategy. Tim laid out the information he had gathered. Jason's associates are dangerous, but they are also disorganized. If we can stay one step ahead of them, we'll be able to protect ourselves and bring them down. Dave added, "We need to stay vigilant and communicate constantly. Any suspicious activity needs to be reported immediately." Ryan looked around the room, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the support of his friends. "We've faced so much already and we've come out stronger. We'll get through this too." Anna squeezed his hand. "We are in this together. No matter what happens, we'll face it as a team." The tension was palpable as they waited for the next move from Jason's associates. Days turned into weeks, and the sense of impending danger grew. One night, as Ryan and Anna were sitting in their living room, they heard a noise outside. Ryan checked the security cameras and saw a group of men approaching their house. He quickly called Dave and Chief Miller, who mobilized their forces immediately. Within minutes, the house was surrounded by police and their friends. Ryan and Anna stood ready, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The men tried to break in, but they were quickly apprehended by the police. Chief Miller and Dave led the charge, ensuring that the intruders were neutralized without incident. As the last of Jason's associates were taken away in handcuffs, Ryan and Anna felt a wave of relief. The immediate threat was over, and they could finally breathe easy. With the danger behind them, Ryan and Anna focused on rebuilding their lives. They continued to strengthen their bond, finding joy in the simple moments and supporting each other through the lingering challenges. One sunny afternoon, they decided to take a walk in the park. As they strolled hand in hand, they talked about their dreams for the future. "Ryan, I've been thinking," Anna said, her voice filled with hope. "What if we started a family? We have been through so much, but I believe we were ready for the next chapter." Ryan smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. "I'd love that, Anna. I want to build a life with you, to create something beautiful together." They sat on a bench, watching the children play and feeling a sense of peace. Despite the trials they had faced, they had emerged stronger and more united. As the weeks turned into months, Ryan and Anna continued to build their life together. They supported each other through the challenges, finding strength in their love and the support of their friends and family. One evening, as they sat by the fire pit in their backyard, Anna turned to Ryan with a smile. "We've come a long way, haven't we?" Ryan nodded, his heart full of gratitude. "Yes, we have, and I'm so grateful for you, Anna. You've been my rock, my partner, my everything." They kissed under the stars, feeling the promise of a bright future. Despite the challenges they had faced, their love had endured, and they were ready to face whatever came next together. Chapter 9. Healing and Moving On. The aftermath of the final confrontation left Ryan and Anna with a profound sense of relief and a renewed focus on their future. The immediate threat was gone, and they could finally concentrate on healing and rebuilding their lives. One morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the bedroom window, Ryan woke up to find Anna already awake, gazing out at the garden. "Good morning," he said softly, wrapping his arms around her. "Good morning, Ryan," Anna replied, turning to him with a smile. I was just thinking about how far we've come. It feels like a new beginning. Ryan kissed her gently. It is a new beginning. We've faced so much, but now it's time to focus on our happiness. They decided to take a trip to a nearby beach, a place they both loved, and where they could relax and enjoy each other as company. The sound of the waves and the salty breeze provided a soothing backdrop as they walked hand in hand along the shore. I've missed this, Anna said, her voice filled with contentment. Just being with you away from all the stress. Ryan nodded. Me too. It feels good to just be in the moment. A few weeks later, Anna had some exciting news to share. She had been feeling unwell and decided to see a doctor. When she returned home, her face was glowing with happiness. Ryan, I have something to tell you, she said, her eyes sparkling. What is it? Ryan asked, feeling a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Anna took his hand, leading him to the couch. We are going to have a baby. I am pregnant. Ryan's heart swelled with joy. Are you serious? That's incredible, Anna. They hugged tightly, both overwhelmed with happiness and excitement. It was a dream come true, a symbol of their new beginning and the life they were building together. As the months passed, Ryan and Anna threw themselves into preparing for their new arrival. They turned a spare room into a nursery, painting the walls a soft pastel color and filling it with baby furniture and toys. Ryan took on extra work at the garage, determined to provide the best for his growing family. Frank, his boss, was supportive and understanding, offering flexible hours and encouragement. Ryan, you're going to be a great father, Frank said one afternoon as they worked on a car together. You've got the heart and the dedication. Your child is lucky to have you. Ryan smiled, feeling a sense of pride. Thanks, Frank. It means a lot coming from you. Ryan and Anna's relationship deepened as they navigated the journey to parenthood. They attended prenatal classes together, learning about childbirth and parenting techniques. They supported each other through the challenges and celebrated the milestones. One evening, as they sat on the porch, Ryan felt the baby kick for the first time. Did you feel that? Anna asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Ryan placed his hand on her belly, feeling the tiny movements. I did. It's amazing. I can wait to meet our little one. Anna smiled, tears of joy in her eyes. Me too, Ryan. We're going to be a great team. As the due date approached, Ryan found himself reflecting on the journey that had brought them to this point. He decided to reach out to Lisa, hoping to find closure and move forward without any lingering resentment. He called her one afternoon, unsure of what to expect. Lisa, it's Ryan. I think we should talk. There was a long pause on the other end before Lisa replied, I agree. We need to clear the air. They met at a quiet cafe where they could talk privately. Lisa looked nervous but determined, her eyes reflecting the regret she felt. Ryan, I am sorry for everything, she began. I know I hurt you deeply, and I'll never forgive myself for that. Ryan nodded, feeling a mix of emotions. I appreciate your apology, Lisa. It's taken me a long time to come to terms with what happened. But I've found happiness again, and I think it is time to let go of the past. Lisa looked relieved. I'm glad to hear that. You deserve to be happy, Ryan. I hope you and Anna have a wonderful life together. They parted on amicable terms, both feeling a sense of closure. Ryan knew it was a step towards fully embracing his future. The day finally arrived when Anna went into labor. Ryan rushed her to the hospital, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. They had prepared as much as they could, but nothing could fully prepare them for the moment they would meet their child. The labor was long and exhausting, but Anna was strong and determined. Ryan stayed by her side, offering words of encouragement and holding her hand through the pain. Finally, after hours of labor, they heard the first cries of their baby. The doctor smiled, holding up the newborn. Congratulations, it is a healthy baby girl. Tears streamed down Ryan's face as he held his daughter for the first time. She is perfect, Anna. Absolutely perfect. Anna smiled weakly, her eyes filled with love. We did it, Ryan. We are parents. Bringing their daughter home was a moment of pure joy. They named her Emily, a tribute to the strength and love that had carried them through their journey. The days that followed were filled with sleepless nights, diaper changes, and endless cuddles, but they wouldn't have had it any other way. Ryan found a new sense of purpose in fatherhood. He reveled in the small moments: Emily's first smile, her tiny fingers gripping his, and the way she looked at him with wide, curious eyes. One evening, as they sat in the nursery, Anna looked at Ryan with a contented smile. "We've come so far, Ryan. I am so grateful for our life together." Ryan kissed her gently. "Me too, Anna. Our journey has made us stronger, and now we have a beautiful family." To celebrate Emily's arrival, Ryan and Anna hosted a small gathering with their closest friends and family. It was a joyful occasion, filled with laughter and love. Tim raised his glass in a toast to Ryan and Anna for their incredible strength and resilience, and to little Emily, who has brought so much joy into our lives. Here's to a bright and happy future. Everyone cheered, clinking their glasses together. Ryan looked around, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. Despite the challenges and hardships, they had built a life filled with love and hope. As the sun set, Ryan took Anna's hand and led her to the backyard, where they watched the stars twinkle in the night sky. Emily nestled in their arms. "We've been through so much, but we've come out stronger," Ryan said softly. "I'm so grateful for you, Anna. You've been my rock, my partner, my everything." Anna smiled, her eyes shining with love. "We are a team, Ryan. Together we can face anything." They kissed under the stars, feeling the promise of a new and hopeful future. Despite the challenges they had faced, their love had endured, and they were ready to face whatever came next together, as a family. Chapter 10. A new chapter. A year had passed since Emily's birth, and Ryan and Anna's lives were filled with milestones and joyful moments. Emily had grown into a happy, curious toddler, bringing endless joy to their home. One morning, as they sat at the kitchen table, Emily babbling in her high chair, Ryan and Anna reflected on the past year. "Can you believe how much she has grown?" Ryan said, smiling at his daughter. Anna nodded, her eyes filled with love. "She was our little miracle. Every day with her is a blessing." Ryan reached across the table to squeeze Anna's hand. "And you've been amazing, Anna. I couldn't ask for a better partner." Ryan's career had also taken a positive turn. Frank, impressed by Ryan's dedication and skill, offered him a promotion to lead mechanic at the garage. The new role came with more responsibilities, but also a sense of fulfillment and pride. One afternoon, as Ryan worked on a particularly challenging repair, Frank approached him. "Ryan, you've done a great job. I want you to know that I am considering you for a managerial position. It would mean more administrative work, but also a chance to shape the future of this garage." Ryan was taken aback. "Wow, Frank, I don't know what to say. Thank you, I'll definitely think about it." Frank patted him on the back. "You've earned it, Ryan. Take your time, talk it over with Anna, and let me know." Anna's new job at the nonprofit had become a source of great satisfaction. She loved working with the community, organizing events, and seeing the positive impact of their efforts. One day, her director called her into the office. "Anna, we've been really impressed with your work. We'd like to promote you to project manager. You'll have more responsibilities, but also more opportunities to make a difference." Anna was thrilled. "Thank you so much. I'm excited for the opportunity." That evening, she shared the news with Ryan. "Guess what? I got promoted." Ryan hugged her tightly. "That's fantastic, Anna. I am so proud of you." To celebrate their achievements and take a well-deserved break, Ryan and Anna planned a family vacation to the mountains. They rented a cozy cabin, surrounded by nature's beauty, and spent their days hiking, exploring, and simply enjoying each other's company. One afternoon, as they sat on the cabin's porch, watching Emily play with her toys, Ryan took Anna's hand. "This is perfect. Just us, nature, and our little family." Anna leaned against him, feeling at peace. "It really is. We've come so far, and I couldn't be happier." Back in Maplewood, Ryan and Anna continued to be active members of their community. They organized charity events, volunteered at local shelters, and fostered strong friendships. One evening, they hosted a neighborhood barbecue, inviting friends, family, and new acquaintances. The backyard was filled with laughter, the smell of grilled food, and the sounds of children playing. Tim raised a toast to Ryan and Anna for their incredible journey and their commitment to making our community a better place. Here's to friendship and a bright future. Everyone cheered, and Ryan felt a deep sense of gratitude. He looked around at the smiling faces, knowing that they were part of a supportive and loving community. As the seasons changed, Ryan and Anna took time to reflect on their journey. They often sat by the fire pit in their backyard, talking about their past, present, and future. One crisp autumn evening, as they watched the leaves fall, Ryan turned to Anna. "Do you ever think about how far we've come?" Anna smiled, her eyes soft with emotion. "All the time. We've faced so many challenges, but we've come out stronger. I wouldn't change a thing." Ryan nodded, feeling a profound sense of contentment. "I agree. Every struggle, every victory, it's all led us to this moment, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else." As Emily grew, Ryan and Anna continued to build their dreams. They talked about expanding their family, traveling to new places, and creating a legacy of love and resilience. One evening, as they put Emily to bed, Anna looked at Ryan with a smile. "What do you think about having another baby?" Ryan's heart swelled with joy. "I love that, Anna. Our family has so much love to give." They kissed, feeling the promise of a bright and hopeful future. Together they knew they could face anything. To mark their anniversary and the new chapter in their lives, Ryan and Anna decided to renew their vows. They invited their closest friends and family to a beautiful ceremony by the lake, where they had shared so many special moments. As they stood before their loved ones holding hands, Ryan looked into Anna's eyes. "Anna, you've been my strength, my partner, my love. I vow to cherish you, to support you, and to love you more each day." Anna's eyes glistened with tears. "Ryan, you've shown me what true love is. I vow to stand by you, to face every challenge with you, and to love you with all my heart." Their friends and family cheered, celebrating the love and resilience that had carried Ryan and Anna through their journey. As they walked away from the ceremony, hand in hand, Ryan and Anna felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had faced betrayal, legal battles, and threats, but their love had endured and grown stronger. They looked out at the lake, the setting sun casting a golden glow over the water. "Here's to new beginnings," Ryan said, smiling at Anna. "To new beginnings," Anna echoed, her heart full of love. They kissed, knowing that their journey was far from over. But whatever the future held, they would face it together with love, strength, and an unbreakable bond. As the years passed, Ryan and Anna continued to build their life together. They celebrated their successes, supported each other through challenges, and found joy in the everyday moments of family life. Their story became one of hope and resilience, a testament to the power of love and determination. And as they looked to the future, they knew that whatever came their way, they would face it together stronger and more united than ever before. Thank you for listening to this story. Subscribe to my channel, put a like under the video, and write a comment about how you like this story and what stories you want to hear.